As you're building, you're going to make mistakes. And there are going to be times where God has to correct you or allow you to experience correction. And that's okay. Hey, family, today I have a message. And the message is don't build without God. The Bible actually has so many stories about builders and how God helped them build what he had commissioned and assigned them to build. So I only have a few because there's literally so many that we could talk about. I want to encourage you that faith is not finished until the assignment is done. Like there's one thing to be faithful in the beginning, but I pretty much guarantee that it's not going to be easy. There are going to be distractions. There are going to be people that will encourage you to just give up because it hasn't happened yet. So, but the faith and the work is not finished until it's finished. The big one, the big one, and I love this this story and this narrative because you have Noah who built an ark. The first problem with this is no one knew what an ark was. No, the second thing that stuck out to me is God said that I'm gonna show you how to build an ark because it's gonna rain for 40 days and 40 nights, and everything is gonna be destroyed. Okay. Well, first of all, God, what's a boat? Second of all, what is rain? And how do you expect me to build this big thing? Because God gave him specific instructions on how to build it. But Noah did it by faith, right? He did it by faith, but he also took action on that faith, right? And in this process, the builder was being built. How? Through faith, through the discipline, through accountability, through focus, through intention. God was building him as he built the assignment that God has sent him on. Isn't that a beautiful thing? Isn't that crazy how that works? Is as you're building, you're being built. I never forget, being a janitor and thinking to myself, Lord, this ain't it. There's got to be something better. Now, if you're a janitor, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying for me, at that stage in my life, I just felt like there was more. There was more that I could do, and then God allowed me to, work and go to school and become an electrical engineering technician. And I just felt again like, man, God, is there more? And so He blessed me to be able to become an electrical engineer. And after a while, I'm like, oh Lord, is there more? And so He blessed me to be able to become an operations manager in the C-suite. And I thought, man, Lord, well, is this it? Is there more? And so He blessed me to become a founder. But the cool thing and the beautiful part about this journey is that every step, every step of the way, God was building me and teaching me that He is the God of provision. He is patient. He is kind. He has grace, but He also chastens. When I make mistakes, God corrects me. He's a God of correction. A lot of people don't like to talk about that part. As you're building, you're going to make mistakes. And there are going to be times where God has to correct you or allow you to experience correction. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Zigging and zagging. I know I talk about this a lot. Um, you have to be able to look at what's going on out there in the market, out there in the world, and determine, is that for me or is that not for me? And then not being afraid when you see everybody zigging to zag. That is preparation for the builder. That's preparation for you. That's preparation for me, right? I want you to build from faith and not from fear. What's for you is for you, and nobody can take it. Nobody can stop you from getting it. The key is to be locked in and in alignment with where God has you in this season. Okay. Noah had a pattern. God gave him specifics, told him what kind of wood to use, told him how long to make it, told him who and what to accept into the ark. Like, he gave him specific instructions. But Noah got these specific instructions because he had proven himself faithful. God knew that he can trust him. Can God trust you with what he's told you to do? That's the key question, right? I don't want you to let stress and fear and pressure redesign or change what God gave you to steward. Okay. Build with spirit and skill. Okay. So spirit being seeking after the kingdom first, and all these other things will be added onto you. And skill. We have to be skillful as Christian business owners. We have to be skillful at what we do. Bezalel and Oholiab were skilled and filled with the Spirit. In fact, God called them by name to help Moses build. Now, here's the cool part of this. Moses didn't have the skill to do it, but God said, you know what? I called you to steward this assignment, right? So I'm going to send people who are filled with the Spirit and skillful in the things that are needed in order to help you build. So Moses has people helping him build what God wants to be built. So the lesson I get from that is we don't have to always necessarily have the specific skills, but we have to be wise enough to bring people with us who do have the skills as we steward the assignment and the mission that God has sent us. That's a big one, because a lot of times we think we can do everything ourselves, or we try to do everything ourselves. But in this case, he had two people who were skilled in very specific things that helped him get the job done. Okay, so your calling is not permission for poor craftsmanship. Like, you can't be going halfway. You have to be excellent, because your excellence makes God look good. Okay, so sit on that for a second. And excellence attracts attention. Mastery attracts increase. So I want you to build with burden and discipline. Okay, every single day, build with burden and discipline. Nehemiah, another one of my favorites, inspected before he announced. He counted the cost. He had a business plan on how he was gonna execute this. And what he did is he said, okay, this is a big wall. There's a lot of work to be done. So he said, I'm gonna get people to help. He called certain people to build specific parts, and they were in charge of building their part of the wall. And Nehemiah oversaw the process. So again, he's taking this assignment of rebuilding this wall, and he's bringing people who are specifically skilled in those areas to help accomplish the mission. He prayed, he planned, he organized, and then he executed. A God-given burden or a plan or a business still needs a plan. Okay, so great builders know what they can't come down for. In other words, you got to be focused, you got to be intentional, and you can't get distracted with all of the things that are going on around you. And it's really easy to do. In fact, Nehemiah finished the wall in 52 days. Right? I don't know exactly how long it should have took, but apparently 52 days was pretty quick. Okay, cool. So how do you build like a biblical founder? Number one, build from faith and not fear. Number two, build with spirit and skill, and build with burden and discipline. Here's the play. I want you to name the assignment. What is it that you're building? What is God giving you or called you to build? And I want you to choose that. Write it down, and I want you to choose a 30-day wall that you're gonna accomplish the things that you're gonna accomplish in 30 days. Again, I want you to be absolutely committed to intense mastery of that thing and refuse to be distracted. Right. And I want you to take this step within the next 24 hours, like the next day. I want you to take the first step. Okay. And remember that Your assignment, the thing that God has placed in your hands to do, is not only good for you, but is going to bless other people that are in your sphere of influence. And so keep that in mind. That is the burden of building, is your vision impacts not only yourself, but other people around you. So that's what I got for you, family. I pray that God blesses you, that He enlarges your territory, and that He gives you the strength and the grace and the faith to keep going. And remember, carry the flame, wear the crown.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, can I get a oh yeah, can I get a